Hi, I'm Bob Buckhorn, and welcome back for another great Mayor's Hour. As always, my sidekick and partner in this effort, Jack Harris. We're ready for another great show. We hope you are as well. We're at one of our favorite places and one of the biggest economic engines that we have in the Tampa Bay area. Something that we're real proud of. Jack and I are sporting the colors
Yes, where we are.
of the USF Bulls. And what we're going to do today is see some of the renovations to the athletic training facilities, the athletic facilities. We're here in the Sun Dome today. USF has really engaged in a very, very aggressive effort to upgrade the athletic program and the athletic facilities, and you're going to get to see inside, up close and personal, exactly what's taking place out there. And I know you'll be as proud of USF Bulls as Jack and I are.
Oh, you better believe it. This place holds a lot of nostalgia for me. We helped name it when they first built it back in the 70s, had a contest to name the new facility, and of course Sun Dome was the winner. And then when they built the Trop over there, which originally was the Florida Suncoast Dome, they tried to get the name Sun Dome, and people here said, "Are you kidding? This is the greatest name in the world." And I was voice of the USF Bulls basketball team then, so I was here for the grand opening and for the games, the early years when we had the games here and everything. And this place is so much better. I mean, it has changed so dramatically.
It has. And we're going to hear from one of the folks that's involved in it. He actually, I think, runs it. His name is Scott Glazier. He is the Director of Athletics for Facilities and Event Management. Did I get that right, Scott?
You did.
And we're excited. Thanks for being a part of this. And tell us a little bit about where we are, what's transpired here. I mean, it is vastly different than the last time I came out to the Sun Dome.
Shot.
You weren't you dancing with Elton John last week?
I missed that dance.
But there was someone up there with sunglasses and a dress or something. That wasn't you?
That wasn't me.
Oh, okay. Just
Might
checking.
have been my son. I think he was here.
Just checking. All right. So tell us a little bit about what we have here.
Well, we did. We were able to do a little dancing with Elton last week, and it was a great grand opening show. Capacity crowd around 10,000, just over 10,000 folks. But as Jack said, this was a building for a long time, for the first 30 years, that served that key niche for the Bay Area. Prior to the St. Pete Times Forum or Tampa Bay Times Forum and the amphitheater. And now with the renovation of the building that we're in today, it's a new 10,000 seat arena. We did everything but really take the roof off and tear down the exterior walls, but everything you see behind us today is brand new.
Well, so the original roof, it was on the model of the old Pontiac Silverdome. And I know when you opened the doors or came in any of the doors, the wind would rush out and all of these things,
sure.
But that's been dramatically changed over the years, and it really is a phenomenal facility to be as old as it is.
It really is. We looked at the bones of the building, and again, the roof was replaced almost 10 years ago. The exterior walls were solid. We were able to come in and kind of look at some of the soft walls, make some minor modifications to those. But we were just really at a time that it was 30 years old, and we're in a position where some of the systems just lived past their useful life. They performed great while they were in place, and it was ready for a tune-up, and we got a new car, and we're ready to drive her fast.
That's exciting. Now, who plays in this facility?
The Sun Dome's the home of our men's and women's basketball team. There's a direct connection to the corral, which is where our women's volleyball team plays. And then it also has a direct connection with an underground tunnel to the Pam and Les Muma basketball practice facility, which is home to our men's and women's basketball team.
So the women's team does not play here?
The men's and women's basketball team do play here.
But they practice somewhere else?
They practice with the men in their own independent practice facility of the Muma
Jack
Center.
and I are playing two of them today.
Oh, brother.
Yeah, this is not going to be pretty.
Well, good luck. We've got a solid team on both sides of the court, so
yeah, I think
it's a challenge.
The two women are going to dunk on it.
But that is amazing. Now you got an underground facility. I mean, they don't even have to go outdoors in bad weather. They can, or hot weather, or whatever it might be, and to go to the practice facility.
Sure.
The Mumas have donated so much for. I mean, that's just incredible.
Yeah, the Mumas, are great supporters of the university and the community as a whole. They were able to kind of see what our need was from a recruiting factor, and were able to put us in position to do that with the Muma practice facility. And the key to that was the revenue that we had to develop from the Sun Dome had to pay for the construction. And so in doing that, we needed to make sure we still had a home for our basketball teams. They could compete and practice at a high level, Division I level, and on the road to trying to win a national championship here someday and a Big East championship. And that allows us to host Elton John. And what you see behind us is setting the floor and setting the stage for a concert, Florence and the Machine, that we'll host on Tuesday. And
What's the name of this group?
Florence and the Machine.
You ever heard of them?
It's a lovely young lady and her band who
have heard the name, have not heard any music or anything like that.
And I'm like the hippest mayor around. So.
Yeah, this guy, the guy that ran the RNC and appeared on every TV station, every day, every hour.
I have to ask my 6-year-old who the Florence and what's her name?
Florence and the Machine.
Florence and
Florence
the
and
Machine.
the Machine.
Okay.
Your
Yeah.
6-year-old might be a little more interested late in the year when Elmo comes to town. So
Elmo.
you may want to wait a
Is
little
that the
bit
Elmo
for
that
him.
I know, the cartoon character?
The furry,
Yeah.
the furry
Yeah,
Elmo.
we know Elmo.
Oh, we know Elmo. Yeah.
So-
yeah.
Well, my son was out here for the Elton John thing, and he said it was so dramatically changed because he had been here, a lot of times in the past. What are some of the things that have changed as a concert venue in here?
Well, I think the biggest thing that we did that allowed for the most change is, historically our first and second level seats were both retractable with a permanent third level. We've now made that complete second level bowl permanent. That created a true concourse underneath. So we were able to more than double our restroom facilities, add points of sales.
And they're
from
very
a
nice, I
concession
might add.
stand.
I was checked one out here.
The area that we're sitting in today is actually our arena club, so we now have the ability to have hospitality events, pre-event, during the event, post-event.
And is this open to the public during the games, or is it only for season ticket
From a
holders?
basketball perspective, it'll be reserved from a club seat holder. So we have
Okay.
about 600 seats that are behind us. Those individuals pay a certain donation back, plus the cost of their tickets, and then they
Okay.
get an upgraded service.
Okay. And what is the cost of the tickets, just for the viewers that might be interested in making donations or becoming? Is it the Bull Club? Is it what is
The Bulls Club? There's a range of seat costs depending on the location.
Right.
There's different donation levels throughout the building, and we pride ourselves on that. From young families who are trying to get their kids out. We want young bulls to become big
Right.
bulls. All of our events allow free admittance to kids from 18 years of age and younger. And we're really just trying to grow that fan experience, the environment for our student athletes on the court. So.
I saw Sinatra out here. Sinatra was here
I remember that
traveling with a Rat Pack,
Yeah.
and it was supposed to be Dean Martin, as I recall, and Sammy Davis Jr., and I think Dean was having a little problem with substance abuse at the time, and they replaced him with, who was it? What was her name?
Florence and the Machine.
Florence and the Machine. That must have been it. For
They've
sure.
certainly all come through. Again, prior to this, but this was the only building in town. And Sinatra, Pavarotti, Sammy Davis Jr., Madonna, Jimmy
Yeah.
Buffett, you name them, they came through here. And we're excited. Tampa's a diverse market and a diverse community, and we want to fill that niche. 20,000, 25,000 seats bordering us. And so to have that 10,000 mid-sized venue in the Tampa area, I think is going to be a good asset for the community.
So where would the competition be for an arena of this size for you?
Well, we've talked about that a little bit. I don't know that we have a lot of competition. You get into the Orlando area, and
Right,
it's really
sure.
a different market. It's a little bit farther out. I think we're more in the Ruth Eckerd Halls and some of
Okay.
those smaller venues. So I think when we talk about, we had the ability to take this building into a half house, so we can, some shows that are a little bit big for some of our theaters in town, but too small to go to some other venues. We're trying to have some flexibility in our configurations to do that. Not everybody artists don't want to go to a large venue and play to a half empty building. So
I understand you were a student athlete here.
I was. I've been lucky enough to be employed here for the last 12 years and was a student athlete on our baseball team for 5 years prior to that.
All right, and they've had some great baseball teams.
We did. I was on a number of successful teams for my first few years, and had a great coach in Eddie Cartieri, who was
Sure,
here
yeah,
for
absolutely.
25, 30 years and still a member of the community and stays in touch. And that's another program that we're excited about. Some young arms and some young talent, and on the rise of providing some good baseball back to USF.
Well, if somebody was interested in becoming a member of the Bulls Club, is that what it's called?
Yes, sir.
Any idea what the number is that they could call?
1-800-GO-BULLS is always the best way to start. If you
Oh,
call
yeah.
if you call that number and you're interested in anything from being a part of the Bulls Club, buying season tickets, or just being a part of our family, there's always a seat for everybody depending on what your interests are. And we're just excited to be a part of the community and everything that's happening around us.
That's great.
This
What-
has become one of the best
Oh, yeah.
arenas
Yeah.
in the Big East. I
Yeah.
mean, it really has with all the renovations.
There's not a lot of universities, I think, that have the opportunity in what we did with our complete athletic district. We were able to build and or renovate every facility that we operate. And so from a Big East perspective, I know we've had the support of the president, from the beginning, and we made that commitment, and she made that commitment back to the Big East that we would make a change and we'd raise our standards. And we've done that to the Big East, and we've done that for our student athletes.
That's great. Well, we're going to be right back with Doug Woolard, who's the athletic director here. If you're interested in season tickets or making a contribution and coming out and watch some of these great athletes, I mean, as a former student athlete, I understand how hard they work and what goes into this. 1-800-GO-BULLS. Let's go. Go Big East, go Bulls.
Hey,
Go Bulls.
you got it.
I think athletics play a very important role in higher education. And athletics can certainly help the student life experience, but I think as important is the fact that athletics can help brand the institution regionally, nationally, and really internationally. When we're on television and we're on ESPN, then it goes to over 100 million homes. If it's on ESPN2, it goes to over 95 million homes. And ESPNU goes to now over 60 million homes. Athletics can really be the front porch of the university. Certainly not the most important part, but hopefully helps to add to curb appeal as people look into the University of South Florida. You know, Leroy Selman has meant and continues to mean a great deal to our athletic department, to the University of South Florida, and to the entire Tampa Bay area. And appropriately, we have named our athletic facility the Leroy Selman Athletic Facility. It's 104,000 square feet, and it houses all of our athletes. We have about 475 to 500 athletes, and all of our staff, except for women's volleyball, women's basketball, and men's basketball that are now in the Pam and Les Muma Basketball Practice Center. So the rest of our athletic programs, our academic center, our meeting room space, our strength and conditioning area, and our sports medicine area are all in the Leroy Selman Athletic Center. And I would tell you, they don't take a backseat to anybody in the country. When I came here, we had our practice football fields were several hundred yards away from our locker room. And it didn't take me but about 2 or 3 weeks to understand why they call the hockey team the Lightning. Because our football team would actually literally have to leave practice 2 or 3 times a week in August and September, and people that live in Florida understand and realize that, to come back to safety, to get out of harm's way for lightning and certainly in rain. So we built our practice football fields thanks to a gift from Carol and Frank Morsani that are now, we have 2 grass fields and an artificial field that are literally right outside of the football locker room. And if you talk to Coach Holtz, I think he'll tell you that he doesn't know of any better practice facility in America in any collegiate setting than what we've created there with the Frank Morsani football practice facility. The Corbett Soccer Stadium, and again, a gift from Cornelia and Dick Corbett made that possible. We have 1,000 fixed seats, and then we have 2,000 seats that are actually berm seating that folks can use. And it's been very popular for students, very popular for families, the berm seating. And people have really taken to it. We've had our men's soccer team last year made it to the round of 8, which meant there are only 8 teams in America left playing. And we had over 3,500 in the last 2 games that we hosted for the NCAA tournament. And it's a unique setting for players because all the fans are actually above them, either on the berm seating or on the fixed seating. I will tell you that the softball complex and the baseball complex that we've been able to create, I think is as fine as there is in the country. Quite frankly, the facilities we had in those sports, there were better high school facilities around than that. Now there are 2 of the best facilities of any collegiate setting in America. And what we did is we combined both softball and baseball. We have a common ticket office, we have common concessions, common restrooms. So we were able to really get a lot of bang for our buck in building those facilities. Baseball has about 1,000 seats in baseball, and again about 2,000 seats in the berm seating. So we have about 3,000 seats in baseball. We've got some real common areas that are fan friendly, where we have some pavilions that people can use if they want to entertain for baseball. We have a deck called the Donaldson deck where you can see baseball and see softball at the same time. It's turned out to be a great facility in baseball, and likewise in softball. I think it's the best softball complex in America. We opened up the Chowdhury Golf Center, And our golfers were operating out of the trunk of their cars didn't have a locker room and didn't really have meeting room space. And now we have a 5,000 square foot indoor practice center. It's got a club area for our teams, new locker rooms, new meeting room space. It's built right by our short game area at the Claw. One of the most special features is it has a golf technology room where our players can actually hit from an indoor range out into the range with all the latest and greatest technology to be able to evaluate club head speed, to club path speed, actually the spin on the ball, the direction of the ball. And so it's really going to be a great teaching aid for all of our golf teams. We also built Champion's Choice, and it's a new dining hall for this side of campus, for faculty, for staff, for students, and also provides a training table for all of our 475 to 500 student athletes. Two other facilities that we were also able to enhance. One was the tennis facility, and we're not done with that yet. And then we put $3 million into our track facility, our track and field facility. And that was in a partnership we did with the Hillsborough County Commission and the Hillsborough County School Districts. We've now created one of the very best tracks in the country. We used a surface called Mondo SX. It was used the same surface that was in the Beijing Olympics. Only 4 universities in America have it. We hosted the Big East Track and Field Championships here, and we have put in to try to be a host site for one of the NCAA regional track and field events. So those two facilities too have helped round out this athletic district. We did all those projects at the same time in the athletic district, knowing that we could get a sizable savings by being able to do all of them together. That cost around $35 million. And the architect was an architect called Populous, who is the leading architect of sports architecture in America, actually in the world. The contractor was a local contractor, was R.R. Simmons. None of that is state money, and none of that money is university money. It was all money that people in and around the Tampa Bay area either contributed or dollars we carved out of our budget for debt service. The one facility that we hadn't talked about that's one of the best facilities in there is the Pam and Les Muma Basketball Practice Center. It was done in conjunction with the other facilities we talked about. It's over 5,000 square feet, and it is a state-of-the-art basketball practice center. Our basketball teams used to have 2 baskets to practice on when it was in the Sun Dome. They each now have 2 separate classrooms, or gymnasiums if you would, that have 8 baskets in each gymnasium. It has new video rooms, new player lounges, new locker rooms, all new coaches' offices, and a new lobby area, a new meeting area that has an unbelievable video screen. When I came here 8 years ago, I would tell you the Sun Dome was worn out then. So we went a very aggressive, probably not even a renovation, it's a new dome. 10,000 seats, all new seating, all new floor seating, all new second level seating. The Sun Dome didn't used to have concourses, which we're standing in right now. It used to have portable bleachers at the second level. Now it's all fixed seating. It has a concourse all the way around, new concession stands, new restaurant, new restrooms. We actually have a club, or a restaurant if you would, that is on one side of the floor, 12 rows up off the floor, where people can actually see the event that's happening on the floor of the Sun Dome from a restaurant. On the other side, we have 10 luxury suites that are 8 rows up off the floor, that people can have access to all of our events here in the Sun Dome. A new center hung scoreboard, complete new audio system. We have a student club. I think we may be the only university facility in the country that I know that has a club for students. We want to increase our student attendance at our sporting events, our athletic events, and so we have a whole new club section for students. So it turned out spectacular. I think everybody that's come in here, it's really surpassed what their best hope would be in how it turned out, and it's now returned as an icon for the Tampa Bay area.
Great to be back. I hope you enjoyed that wonderful video with Doug Woolard, the athletic director. Jack, we've got a very, very special guest here.
A distinguished guest, to say the least.
And I'm excited about it. I'm ready to sign my letter of intent. to play for the Bulls. If I was about a foot taller and about 30 years younger. But I know you're ready to go.
Oh, yes.
You're ready for.
I got to be about 40 or 50 years younger, I think.
Well, you played in high school.
Well, I played as a sophomore, but I was so bad. That was it. Sophomore year, and the coach was just happy to see me go. I'll see you later. Don't let the door hit you.
Well, at 5'8", I never had a chance. But I'm here with the coach of the USF men's basketball team, Coach Heath, and he's told me he's going to give me a tryout. and I'm grateful for that opportunity, Coach. And I don't know how well we're going to do today against two of the women players, but if you stick with this show, you're going to see just how bad Jack Harris and I are at the game of basketball.
This could be really embarrassing. Yeah. This could be embarrassing.
Well, we're with Coach Stan Heath. He's coach of the men's basketball team. Coach, thanks for being with us. We were excited when Coach came to town. He came from Arkansas, where he was coaching at the Razorbacks, and he has really transformed this team. I mean, you put an exciting product on the field. You got a new building now, basically. Yeah. You got a new practice center. Tell us what to expect. Tell us about the Bulls. We are excited about USF basketball.
Well, thanks for having me on. And you sure you don't want to talk about you guys playing the girls? I'd like to talk about that a little bit more.
We might take you with us. We might have to take you with us.
Now, Coach, this is not going to be pretty. I can promise you.
Well, we're really excited, and to see the transformation of our athletic programs as well as basketball has been phenomenal over the last 5 years, and to now play in this brand new Sundome is so exciting. It really changes the face of basketball here at USF. Not only, I think, for our team, but our recruiting, our future, just the environment we play in, I think for our fans and our community as well.
Last year, I mean, you're building on a tremendously successful season, and that kind of sets the bar a little high. I mean, how do you approach a season like this one, when you have got the bar set so high, the one coming up next month?
Well, I think we're always building, and we've got a core group of veteran guys coming back, Torlin Fitzpatrick, Victor Rudd, Anthony Collins, guys like that who have to provide leadership. We certainly want to continue to improve. The good and the bad about last season is we felt we had a really good year, but we felt we could have done more. We felt we should have won the Ohio game. We should have beat that team. Yeah. So I think our team came back very motivated to take our team to another level.
Now, Coach, this is important. Does the mayor get a ring?
The mayor gets whatever he wants.
I just want to make sure that we get a ring.
NC2A championship ring, you got it. If we go to that. Well, the interesting thing is USF basketball was really the first sport here in the Tampa Bay area. It goes back to 1971 because, again, I was on broadcasting back then, and we didn't have the Buccaneers, we didn't have the Rowdies, we didn't have Major League Baseball or hockey or anything else. And that was it for the first 5 years up until 75 when the Rowdies came to town. And used to have to play at Curtis Hickson,
those stories.
The Curtis Hickson Hall. And then when they had a concert, you might have to move either to the Bayfront Center in St. Petersburg or to the Lakeland Civic Center. Or the worst was, we did a couple of games there, was the old Fort Homer Hesterly Armory, and the lights were so bad they couldn't even put a TV cameras in there. I mean, we were broadcasting, and sometimes you couldn't see the end of the court when these guys were up there. So to have something like this, and of course I was out here when they opened this, and it was fantastic.
Yeah, this is a fantastic building, and they've already had several other concerts and events in this building, and November 10th is our first day in here where we play UCF, and we're so excited. And just to walk into this building, it has I think it has an identity of its own, and it still has a little bit of the old Sundome feel, but it's brand new. And I think it's fan-friendly. I think that's the nice thing about it, that our students are going to have their own kind of environment where they can hang out. We've got these club areas, but I think the most important thing for me is our players have a great place to play, and we have a chance when we bring kids in to show off a fantastic building on our campus that allows us to attract the top recruits around the country.
Well, one of your, he didn't play for you, but Charlie Bradley now has been working for the city of Tampa for years. So it was great to see Charlie's number hanging up there in the rafters. And I mean, Charlie does a wonderful job with the kids.
Well, I would love to bring Charlie back. I'd like to put him in uniform.
Charlie's still
maybe knock down about 20 pounds.
Yeah.
But that jump shot,
yeah.
I've seen footage of him. Yeah. He's a fantastic player.
Great athlete. Yeah. Great athlete. Now, my wife is a Georgetown alumni, so we're a house divided. Even though she's on the faculty at USF, she still pulls for the Hoyas. I've been out here to watch you play the Hoyas on occasion, and it's a great rivalry. Tell us about the division. You've got some great opponents and some great legacy programs.
Well, this is, I think, arguably the best conference in basketball. And I know there's a little bit of transition going on, but it still will remain among the top teams, among the top programs in the country. We still have the traditional powers when you look at a Villanova, you look at Louisville, you look at Connecticut, Georgetown, as we mentioned before, Marquette, who's had fantastic success, and several other
Notre
teams.
Dame now.
Notre Dame now for next year or two.
Right.
So there's still fantastic teams in this league, and we'll be welcoming over the next couple of years Memphis, Temple, UCF, Houston, and SMU. So our league is going through some changes, but we're going to have 17, 18 teams that will all be very strong. We'll still be a league that has an opportunity to get 7 to 8 to 9 to 10 teams that go to the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, and it's going to be a growing rivalry with UCF. That's going to be kind of neat. The Orlando Tampa thing, the connection.
You got to beat UCF.
Oh yeah, I think they'll do that. They'll
Yes,
take
we do.
UCF for a long time to get on a par with USF for sure. But you were talking about bringing recruits here. I mean, first of all, you're going to play here. This is awesome. I mean, look behind us now at the jumbotron and everything. But the practice facilities that you have now with the help of the Mumas, that has got to be awesome to take them out and say, okay, this is where we practice. We don't want you to get wet or too hot or anything. Now you'll walk through a tunnel and you'll go down to where you play.
Well, we're so appreciative of the Mumas and what they did for our university and our basketball program, and to have the best of both worlds, to have a great arena to play in, but attached by a tunnel, about a 50-foot tunnel to walk into your games, walk into this brand new facility is phenomenal. And our Muma Center has 2 gyms, one for men, one for women. Everything is identical. They have their locker rooms. We have video rooms. We have a lounge area, weight rooms, as well as a training room. And our offices are held there as well. Our players are there 24/7. They can go in early in the morning, they can go in late at night. It's a classroom environment, personally to me, where we do teaching. It's a private area where we can really help our team grow as a basketball program. But it's a state-of-the-art facility. And we've had so many other schools that have come down across the country that have tried to or wanted to look at our facility in order to build one of theirs similar to ours.
Yeah, and we talked earlier about how when this thing first opened, it was on the model of the old Silverdome and the air inflated roof and all of that other thing. I mean, it was a pretty dismal place for a long time, but it's turned into such a gem.
It is.
As we pointed out too, it's got to be one of the best anywhere in the Big East.
Well, I've been around the country, and I've been at several different schools, Arkansas, Michigan State, and several other places we played across the league. And it is among the top facilities you're going to find in the country. When you look at, and I think it's a perfect size. It's not too big, it's not too small. It can house a lot of different things. But I just think that when you come into a building like this and you see the video boards, you see all the amenities in here, you get a friendly feeling of a very comfortable environment, very comfortable atmosphere. And obviously we want to put a great product on the court, but we want our fans to come out here and have a great experience. Bring the family, bring the kids, and have a great entertainment experience.
Coach, real quick, I come out of Penn State where you are a student first and an athlete second. How is it that we make sure that the recruits that come here and your student athletes focus on graduation, focus on what is important about the university experience, and it's not just what goes on the course?
Well, I think, the coaches, we all talk about this. We're literally just the front porch of the university. We're something that people,
I like that.
kind of look at on television and say, boy, that looks kind of interesting. Let me peek in and see a little bit more. And once you look at more into this university, you find a great university academically, socially, all those different things. We have just phenomenal support for our student athletes. Across the street from this building, walking distance, is our academic center, where our student athletes go over there for tutorial help. They get support academically. They do their study halls, all those different things. So the most important thing is they leave here with a degree at the end of the day. So as much as we're going to spend time on the court here, we want to make sure we spend more time academically so they can have success there.
That's great. Well, we'll be right back. Coach Heath, thank you for spending some time. You're a very busy guy. You got the season coming up. I can't wait for Bulls basketball.
And in this new arena.
Yeah. And You heard him. You heard him.
NCAA ring.
So go Bulls basketball. Coach, keep up the good work. We're proud of you, and you're proud of your product.
Well, thank you so much.
Thanks. Well, we are here right now with two of the USF student athletes. I don't know who this guy is next to me. He does have quite the outfit, though.
Hey, is that not fashionable?
You are very fashionable. We are all very thankful that you didn't expose those bird legs of yours.
This is cold weather outdoor gear.
Well, as you can see, we are standing with two women who are about to embarrass us.
Oh my Lord.
They may dunk on top of us, Jack. So this is not going to be pretty. I'm here with Inga and Shalithia, two of the fine student athletes here at the USF women's basketball team. Welcome to the Mayor's Hour.
Thank you. Thanks for being here.
Sure, I can tell you're excited about this, aren't you?
It is.
What's more exciting, the chance to embarrass him?
Or him, the mayor.
Both.
Both of you.
The mayor. Where are you from?
I'm from Russia.
And how long have you been in this country?
I came here about 5 years ago. So I went to a high school, then to a junior college, and I came to USF last year.
And what brought you to the States? Basketball?
Basketball.
Really? That is fantastic. And how did you discover USF, or did they discover you?
They discovered me. Coach Osterman, he came out to camp, like a tournament, and then that's when he seen me.
And what position do you play?
I'm a 2-3. I'm a shooting guard.
Shooting guard.
A shooting guard?
I
Yes.
thought guards were little,
Well, not all of them.
like you. Little and
Say.
cute.
Don't tell me you're the center.
No, I'm the point guard.
You're the
The
point
point
guard.
guard.
Oh, so
Yes.
you're sort of the mastermind. You control the court and you feed the ball to the others,
Yes.
and you must be fast as lightning.
Something like that, yeah.
So
I
you're
would
going to go
say.
right past Jack and I, and we're going to be standing still.
Wait, I
Yes.
think
Yeah,
we're only
that's-
playing less than half court here, I hope. I don't even think I can make it down to that end.
So what's your background, Shalithia? Where are you from?
I'm from Jacksonville.
Okay. Tampa's much nicer, isn't it?
Yeah, you can say that.
Okay, good. We're on the Mayor's Hour in Tampa, so that's a good thing.
Oh yeah, definitely so.
So you play point guard. Did you play? You got recruited out of high school to come here?
Yes.
Good. And
Same position.
Okay. And what year are you?
I'm a sophomore.
Sophomore. Okay.
So what kind of a team are you going to have this year? What do you see as the prospects for this year for women's basketball?
Good.
Yes. Good.
Going to win the NCAAs?
Yes.
That's what our
I get a
goal
ring.
is.
You know that, don't you?
Yes. You
Okay.
can.
Yeah.
That's all he wants is a ring. He just wants a ring.
You can get that.
Looking for a Super Bowl ring and a Stanley Cup
Yeah,
ring and
absolutely.
an NCAA championship ring. That's the
All
whole
the
thing.
rings, huh?
Yeah.
But you all have been here. Let's see. You, of course, are seeing what's happening with the facilities, but you know, things have changed pretty dramatically around here as far as the facilities are concerned. The MUMA Center here, and the fact that you have this is just for practice. I mean, we played in high school in a place like this, but this is just a practice facility. You got to be excited about playing in the Sun Dome now with all the new changes that have taken place there.
Yes, like the new look, the new feel. So everything's going to be a little bit new, but we're going to come together, you know, do our thing on the Sun Dome.
That's great. Now, was your high school team good?
Yes.
You guys win the state championship?
Well, we didn't do state. We did like NACA.
Uh-huh.
So we won that.
Good. Good. And how about you, Inga?
My high school team was good. We went to state, but we lost.
Really? And what high school did you go to?
The Bishop School. It's a private school in La Jolla, San
Okay.
Diego.
Oh, okay. So they recruited you from San Diego to come here?
Well, no. After that, I went to a junior college in
Okay.
Oklahoma.
Okay.
And that's
That's where they found you?
And they found you there. Now, is basketball popular in Russia?
very, yes. But I
It
left
is.
Russia when I was 2, so I moved to Austria.
Oh.
That's where I spent my whole life, basically.
All right.
Was basketball popular there?
More soccer than basketball.
Yeah.
Oh,
Football.
I
right?
can only imagine.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, well, they call it football around the world except here.
You know, he used to be the original voice of the USF basketball, men's basketball back in the before
Back
you all
to
were
the
born.
70s, before you all were even thinking about being born, before your parents were born, maybe, I don't know.
So he's been around USF basketball for a long time.
Well, that's because I'm a talker, not a doer,
Yeah.
as you will see in a minute.
Well, you
For
know,
sure.
Sadly, Jack, and we're going to hate to embarrass you too.
Oh, brother.
Jack, I think it's almost time for us to get out there and show these ladies how the game is played.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure how we're going to do that, but we're going to give it our best shot, all right? And you got to go easy on the mayor.
Okay.
All right? That's like the #1 rule. And it's like playing with the president. You got to let the mayor score.
Let him make a basket. Let him make a basket.
So I don't know. Are we playing 2-on-2? Is that what we're doing?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, great.
All I reckon so.
All right. Well, let's.
Who's the tallest personality? Frank, come on in here and play with us. We'll take a camera.
All
in
right.
here.
So stay with us. We're going to be right back. We're going to put it to these two, and got to watch this. This is going to be pretty.
No, you might want to go have dinner or something. Come back later.
I'm ready. All right, I don't know about you, but I'm ready for this great smackdown. These USF Lady Bulls don't stand a chance against Jack Harris in his shorts and me and my magic shoes. I may just dunk right on top of Inga, the Russian wonder. So you ready, Inga? Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, ball in.
All right. All right, Jack, we got to move. We can't just stand around.
You got to come down the lane here. There we go. You're supposed to go all the way down. It's a fast break. Oh, no. Whoa. All right. Yes. Oh. I think you got it. Oh. Oh, no. This could be real bad. Uh-oh.
Oh, geez, Jack.
You ripped it.
All right.
You ready?
Yep. Ready here, okay. Fade down here. Take that shot. Oh, sure.
I should have.
Out of bounds for the ladies. Woo. Man.
Oh my God.
Now wait, you got it down here. All right. Oh, look at that. The steal. It's on. Oh, my Lord. That had gone in. That would have been YouTube material. Ah. Here she goes again. Ah. I think we got some traveling going on here.
Our ball with her, matter.
Yeah. All right. We got two. Game's over. Now we got a little problem there. Oh. Oh. Uh-oh. I think we're at 5. I think we passed 5. Take that big one. Take the big one. Come back deep. Let's go for it. All right. Just barely. Oh, she ripped it. I think it's game over.
One more, Jack.
I want to see you down the lane. Oh. Now that was his worst shot. Gotta get him another one. Oh. Ha! Oh. I think we went out of bounds there. Take that 3. All right, game. Game.
All right, that's it. Oh, Jack. Good game, ladies.
Oh man.
Did y'all see that? Put it to him.
Ripped
Put it
that
to him.
3 with that 3.
Game always goes to the mayor. Welcome back to the last segment of the Mayor's Hour. If you're wondering why I'm sweating, it's because we just put a terrible beat down on Inga, the Russian Tornado, and Shalithia, the Flash out of Jacksonville.
Oh, brother.
We lit them up so bad, so bad. I dunked right on top of her. It was amazing. So I'm a little sweaty now.
Realize people were watching that.
Yeah. Well, it's the Mayor's Hour. I can say whatever I want. And Jack, my sidekick here with those shorts, you know, the risk was he was going to expose those legs, so we're thankful that he didn't.
Two pairs of
He's
pants
a walking
just in
fashion
case.
nightmare. But we did good for a bunch of old guys.
Oh, you better believe it.
The problem is we're still huffing and puffing. That was 15 minutes ago.
Next time we play quarter court, no half court.
Yeah, exactly. Next time we don't let them play at all. But we got another great guest here, someone who's been around the Tampa Bay area for a long time. He's been involved in USF for a very, very long period of time. Coach Ken Erickson, who is the women's softball coach, as well as, Jack, most importantly, USA Softball's Coach of the Year. Coach, thanks for joining.
That is fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, thanks. I didn't realize that Abbott and Costello were going to be out here today.
This is not serious journalism. I can trust you.
I can't wait to see the film of what went on in that place over
it's
there.
Don't worry. We're going to edit it so it looks like we won.
Well,
That's all that
you're
matters.
lucky because we sent our #1 pitcher back to the locker room. She's done. She was going to face you today.
I'm ready.
Oh, he would.
yeah.
He batted against the Rays last month, so he's ready.
Well, you got to love it when the guy's going to roll his sleeves up. That's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's good stuff.
You've got a brand new facility here. There has been so much happening here at the University of South Florida just in the past couple of years from an athletic standpoint. This place is a treasure now for any athlete who comes
It's
in here, isn't it?
unbelievable. You know, we filled this place up a couple times last year, and we're only just a year and a half new. You know, that's the important part. We really haven't played 2 whole seasons in here, but what the girls did at the end of the year, getting national exposure, and this place, the way it was on television and the sight lines were incredible, it's a really great place to be. And you know, the aspect of the enthusiasm in the community for USF alone, just beside baseball, softball, and now basketball and football, obviously, but this place, you got to love coming out here. You know, look, there's not a bad seat in the house.
No.
It's enthusiastic, and there's a lot of homegrown talent that plays at the University of South Florida. So that's a big deal.
So do you do most of your recruiting in Florida and specifically in Hillsborough County? I mean, we've got some great athletes and great women's softball players.
Yeah, we do. My philosophy's always been you got to recruit your backyard. You know, and if you can do that, then you can fill the stands up because that's that interest
Mom
that
and Dad
goes
coming
on.
out.
Yeah, the television cameras are going to follow the high school star, the newspaper's going to follow the high school star, and the interest is there. So it's nice.
Now, of course, you were a student athlete here yourself. Tell us about your career.
You know, it was I had a great experience here at USF. I played for Robin Roberts.
Those
local
great
legend.
years.
Well, you know, those were, I'm getting goosebumps right now just thinking about all the times that we spent learning life with that guy, you know, and him telling the stories on the field. And he probably did more storytelling, you know, during a practice time than he did the actual field the ball and throw the ball stuff. But they all related to winning, and they all related to winning in life. And we were fortunate to learn from a scholar. And he was a scholar at Michigan State University. And a lot of people don't realize that he went there on a basketball scholarship. So he was well-rounded.
Yeah.
And then what he did with his education and then bringing it back into college athletics in Temple Terrace, that's where he lived.
Yeah.
We were fortunate enough to get him here at USF, but I learned a lot from him of what to pass on for these young ladies. And it's not just about between the lines. It's outside the degree, you know, what you're going to take after your 4 or 5 years. And we've been very fortunate. We're graduating close to 100% over the last 10 to 12 years. And their GPAs are up there, and our kids are going to medical school, they're going to nursing school, they're engineers, business people. You know, it's not just the old athletic, you know, basket weaving classes. We're a very academically oriented university, and then we're putting people in the community that are very productive.
That's great.
Tell us about the entire complex here because there's been so much new that's developed here. I mean, we saw the Sun Dome and what's happened there.
Yeah.
And of course, first time I ever even knew it, we went through a tunnel to come out here to their own practice courts and things like that. But what else out here has been developed?
Well,
over
we
the
didn't have
past
any
couple of
training
years?
facilities, Jack. You know, we had ball fields, and then we, you know, tried to do as much as we can. Covered batting cages for softball, covered batting cages for baseball. The bullpens are huge. Your dugouts are spacious. You know, you've got a lot of room to train. And that's really probably been the biggest success for us is the ability to train at that elite level. But you took baseball and softball back to back. And so when we're playing together, the crowds are overflowing. The upper deck that looks like Yankee Stadium if you're in right field. And I hope you guys get a chance.
That is awesome.
I hope you guys get a chance to go out to right field and take a look at the sight lines. Our opening night here, the place was packed as it was in our championships. Our right fielder comes in and goes, "Coach, I feel like I'm in Yankee Stadium. I mean, that's the look that we wanted. That's the look they got. But you got to like what the president's done with the university and the athletic directors. They listen to the coaches. And what do you guys need to be successful? You know, can we fit it in within the budgets? And then bringing all those people together, as you well know, in public administration, it's policy analysis, financial planning, all that kind of stuff. And we fit the puzzle. And it's worked out well. We've got a lot for the bang of a dollar right now.
Well, you think about it, and you think about the influence Leroy Selman has had on this program.
Oh, yes.
You know, sort of put a face to it for the locals, and you know, it's been amazing to watch the transformation of USF in general, but USF athletics specifically.
Yeah, I think so. I think Leroy, he was the glue at a very, very tumultuous time at USF, and during the budget crisis, during the transition of athletic directors and presidents, and he was the glue that kept a lot of people, including myself, here. And I've been here as a student athlete since the fall of '79. You know, and had chances to go elsewhere, but you know, it's green and gold blood, man.
Yeah,
you know, it's
absolutely.
Tampa, and I keep going all over the world, and every time I fly back into TIA, man, it's like this is still in my top 5 places
That's
to
because
live.
you hear my voice on the the tram.
Welcoming.
Well, you know, I do. It's you and Vinny LeCavier.
Yeah, but
so,
you know, you can understand me a little bit better than Vinny, my neighbor. That French accent, you got to listen pretty
And
hard.
if we ever do a mayor's hour with the Lightning, we're not going to get on the ice against anybody.
No, Jack, I'm not doing that. I need to be on
solid ground.
solid
terra
terra.
firma, huh?
You know, I'm looking out here too, these video boards
How about
and
that?
all of the other things.
Yeah.
That's spectacular.
Yeah,
And I've been
how
a lot
about
of college
Yeah.
baseball arenas
Yeah.
and softball arenas, and this one is about the best I've seen.
Yeah, there's no question about it. The sight lines at this ballpark, the quaintness of it, the atmosphere is incredible. But then you put that video board together. And you know me, I don't want to date myself, but I've just learned to cut and paste last week. But these guys that get on the video board, all the computer graphics they did do.
But he meant literally cut and paste.
No, seriously, that was it right there. But now they're talking about cut and paste with that computer stuff, and that's not me. I know this, you know, but I don't know all this stuff that goes on here. But when I walk out here, it's a wow factor.
Yeah, it is.
You know, it's a big deal. And so these young people that come in, it's about not only the education, but it's not about just the team success, but it's about the glitz and the glamour.
Yeah.
And we've got the glitz and the glamour now, so
It's a
it's
show.
very exciting.
You
It's a
gotta
show.
make a show
Well,
out of it.
this arena right here, I mean, this field would be a treasure for a minor league baseball
right.
team. I
That's
mean,
right.
for the Blue Jays or the Yankees or anybody like that. I mean, it's awesome.
When you've got the University of Alabama, Missouri, South Carolina, all these programs that, you know, they're big football programs. They've been around for years and years and so forth. When their coaching staffs walk in here and go, wow,
Yes.
wow, then we know. You know, we get spoiled because we're here every day.
And the good thing is we're directing more and more people. This is a tough state to compete.
Yeah.
And as a
Athletically, for sure.
new athletic endeavors compared to the fact that you're fighting with a competition with the Florida Gators and the FSU Seminoles.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden the Bulls are getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and more people are paying attention.
You know, you talk about that competition, Jack, and I want you to think of this in exponential terms. It's not just Florida, it's the SEC.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
not just Seminoles, it's
That's
the
true.
ACC.
That's
and so
true.
in our sport, we're competing against all those conferences.
Yeah.
That Florida is almost their backyard.
Yep.
Here's the most important question. Are you ready for the Rays to be in downtown Tampa?
I am.
All right, there we go.
I
There
can
we
tell
go.
you
Now
right
you-
now.
He said it again.
Yeah,
He said
I
it again.
can tell you
gotta-
right now.
I want you
Mayor
to
Foster never watches my show anyway, so it's okay. You can say,
Well, he can now on
Yeah.
Channel 32. You better
That's
watch
true,
out.
yeah.
I want you to do something. You did it here momentarily, and
Yeah.
you know the cutting and pasting is all right. I want to explain. People see that all the time. They watch,
Yeah.
you know, on TV or at a game. They see the guy doing the stuff like that, and
Right.
you know, it's not a Hail Mary or anything.
Yeah,
like
but
that.
you know something?
Explain. Just do one of the series here
Well,
and tell us what
wait,
that
Jack,
means.
they do that to me too, but they only use one finger.
I don't know. You're number one.
Yeah, no, it wasn't that quite that
That's it.
finger. They do that to me all the time.
I think it's still your number one.
Yeah,
It's
okay,
number
all
one.
right,
It is,
all
but
right,
well, you know, the aspect of it is 90% of the time, I'm not giving you anything. There's a lot of decoy stuff. And what you're trying to do is you're just trying to camouflage a sign,
Yeah.
a certain offensive play. More than anything else, you're trying to confuse the other team. And that's the greatest part about our team. Our team, we play very simple. So if you see me doing all this kind of stuff over there, it's because I'm bored.
Yeah.
Okay, that's really
Oh, the
about it.
mosquitoes are out here.
That's it. Hey, and we have, believe it or not, if you see me doing this, you won't
That
know
means
it.
steel
It
base.
does. It does. Man, I'm telling you, sometimes it does, and the kids love that one. So you got to improvise and make it fun. But you know, there's certain aspects that go on, and then there's indicators that if I touch this, that means it's a hot signal. It means it's on, so you better pay attention and so forth. So, but we don't try to confuse anybody.
But that's
so.
pretty well generally baseball wide, right? Most of what you see is just hiding
Just a bunch of
whatever
malarkey.
the actual
Well,
signal
you know,
is.
the greatest part about our game, baseball and softball, is that there's something to be gained by observation. Okay, whether you're watching the second baseman's lead, whether you're watching the pitchers tipping a pitch, or the catcher's tipping a pitch, you're trying to relay that information to get an advantage. And that's a whole different level of what we're trying to teach at the collegiate level. But we take that from the national team, just like we do for Major League Baseball, and take it down to collegiate level to prepare these people for the next aspect of their sport.
Well, Coach, we got to go. Jack and I are exhausted just being out
know.
here.
I got to go home and take a nap.
Yeah, we need to go get some oxygen. But we appreciate you being here.
Yeah.
Good luck for a great season.
Thanks.
We're proud of those
I
young ladies.
Definitely
appreciate
so,
everything you
Coach.
guys are doing.
All right, we're back after another exhausting session here on the Mayor's Hour. Jack and I are plumb tuckered out, as they say.
You better be right about that, plumb tuckered.
We ran all of 10 feet, and we're exhausted. Look at me, I'm soaked.
I thought I was in better shape than that. I chased that.
Shalithia?
Yeah, I chased Shalithia
Is that what
across
you were
there
doing?
one time, and then all of a sudden I was finished.
She was 10 yards in front of you in about 2 steps.
Oh,
It was
brother.
those shorts.
Hey, if we do a show with the Lightning or the Buccaneers, I don't want to start putting on pads and going on
No,
the ice.
we'll be the kicker.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, I'm not going on the ice.
works.
I will not go on the ice. I'll embarrass myself more than we do already on a monthly basis.
This is too much. This is a new low for
Yeah,
the
it
Mayor's Hour over the years. Oh, brother. But, you know, so many things have happened over this since we got together the last time, notably a little convention that came to town
Yeah, a
here.
little minor occurrence, a little minor party we
What
threw.
an enormous success that was for Tampa, for the whole Tampa Bay area. What a showcase it was for the Tampa Bay area.
Jack, the city never looked better, and I will tell you, there were thousands of people that were involved in putting that on, from 6,000 volunteers to the 3,000 law enforcement personnel to the solid waste folks to the parks and recreation folks. They made us all look good. I mean, they really set the standard for how a big international event like that should run. I mean, the fact that in Minneapolis, St. Paul 4 years ago, they arrested 800 people and we only arrested 2.
2.
Yeah.
That was the stunning thing about this, because I hate to say it, but the media was coming down here and they were wanting something like that. They thought they would be reporting on that, and that's the media's job. They don't want to report on political speeches and things like that. They want something extraordinary to happen. I mean, go back to Chicago in 1968, and then, of course, as you say, Minneapolis 4 years ago. And they were looking for something, because even this year we'd talked about anarchists and all of this kind of thing. I talked to a guy who writes for an alternative newspaper, and he is basically kind of a professional protester, if you will. He goes around to protests as part of it, and generally agrees with these people and whatever they're talking about, whether it be Occupy Wall Street or whatever. He said he's been at 16 big events like this, including the NATO thing twice up in Seattle, where they always have problems. As well as conventions and everything, and he said he was astounded. He's never seen anything like this. He said the protesters were befriended by the cops, and they couldn't handle it. They didn't know what to do.
Yeah, it got so bad for the anarchists that we had to bring them food on the last day. We felt so sorry for them. But we had them outmanned, outgunned, out-organized. I mean, the deployment that Jane Castor and David G set up was absolutely incredible. I mean, the bike units, the mounted patrol. I mean, I really do think we provided the country with a model for how to police events like this.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And we couldn't have done it. I mean, they de-escalated the conflict. I mean, they literally got one-on-one with these protesters and said, look, we're going to give you the opportunity to do what you want to do and to make your case and to make your point and let the media film you, even if you're making a jackass out of yourself. We're going to let you do that. But there's going to come a time where you got to move.
Yep.
And so we did that, and it worked fine. It worked fine.
Well, that was astounding, and I spent a lot of time with a lot of members of the press up there, and they were all very impressed. There are a few things that disappointed me. I wish we could have somehow made it possible for everybody to see Bayshore Boulevard, which is kind of our crown jewel, and a few other things that they didn't get to see. But from the standpoint of a great convention put on beautifully, these people were tickled to death. And I got a feeling you might be ready for another convention.
Oh, Jack, please.
Bring the Democrats to town, show them how one is done.
Not unless I'm the nominee, Jack, and that isn't going to happen, so you don't have to worry about it.
But it is. But, when you look at what shape we were in for that, and you just follow the day-to-day things happening in Tampa now, the future is so bright you got to wear shades. I mean, beginning with the Riverwalk, but going way, way beyond that to downtown. I was just the other night, had dinner for the first time in the Florida Inn Hotel.
Oh, isn't that great?
That place is spectacular.
Yeah.
It is awesome what Tony Markaropoulos has done with that thing.
And and the courthouse will come online in about 14 months.
Oh, that'll be spectacular.
You saw the
too.
Crest building opened up for the first time in 30 years, which hopefully will energize the owners to go do something with it. There's a lot going on, and the world got to see a very, very cool, emerging, hip city. And the best part is even though they may not have gotten to see Bayshore, all of those improvements, whether it's the river lights, whether it's the...
And that is great too, by the way. I
isn't that cool?
drive by there a lot at night and say, man, thank you, RNC.
Yep, and that will all be there for us forever. And so, you know, the community should be very proud of all the work that went into that. I know I'm proud of the people that participated. Jack, I saw you down there nonstop. It was a great, great month for the city of Tampa. We're excited to start a new month, and I'm back to potholes and cats in trees, and dunking on Inga, the Russian wonder. But we are very, very excited about where this city is, and we look forward to seeing you next month. Take care.
Yes, indeed.